أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. We give all the praises and the thanks to the Almighty Source Creator, the Creator of everything. Brothers and sisters, we thank you for joining us today here on Optimal Health on AM 360. Optimal Health on AM 360. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us here today. We'd like to greet everyone with the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. And we give all the praises and the thanks to the Almighty for allowing us to be here another Monday evening on Optimal Health on AM 360. Every Monday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we have this program talking about health and where health comes from. Talking about health and what health is and where it comes from. Brothers and sisters, the Almighty created us in such a way we're not supposed to have a disease. We only have disease because of the mistakes that we make, and no one is teaching us. Now we have a school with cell-based science, cell science, that teaching us how to take care of the needs of our cells. We're made of cells. The Almighty created us from cells that has a nucleus. And inside the nucleus, you find DNA. DNA released the blueprint instruction for the cell to produce a perfect human being. It is we who making mistakes. Mankind went off in the wrong direction from the very beginning. And we've been going in that direction ever since. And this is why we have diseases. We're not supposed to have a disease, brother and sister. The Almighty created us in such a way we are to fortify ourselves against diseases, against microbes, parasites, fungus, protozoa, worms, protists, all of these microscopic organisms that's everywhere. He created us to be able to defend ourselves against them. But we lack the life skills to defend ourselves because no one's teaching us. Our mother didn't know what to do, so she passed on her mistakes to us, and our father the same. So we keep repeating the mistakes of our parent, brother and sister, one generation after the other, and we're stuck with our diseases. And we go to a physician thinking that they can cure our disease. They cannot. They treat the symptom. Symptom treatment is an illusion. Give you the impression that they're doing something to help you, but they're really making matters worse. So we thank you once again for joining us here today on Optimal Health on AM 360, where we help ourselves to self-correct, self-regulate, self-cleanse, recalibrate, and self-perpetuate. It is we who must provide cleaner blood with more oxygen. Now we have the science to do it, take care of the needs of our cells, and we will never have a disease. And if we have a disease, our cell will reverse it. If we get things back to normalcy and take care of them instead of ignoring ourselves. Every disease has a source, brothers and sisters. Something caused it, something produced it. Now we have the science to remove the source of the person's disease. But there are rules, there's laws that you have to comply with. You can't just eat what you want and drink what you want and do what you want. You have to stay in compliance with the rules. There's rules to health, laws of physics, natural laws, universal laws. And you have to learn them if you want to become disease-free. If you want to be healthy and be the best person on this planet, carrying out your mission while the Almighty sent you here for, and not taking things for granted. Brothers and sisters, we were sent here for a reason, to make this life better for human beings on this planet. How are we doing so far? So we have our guest with us, Mrs. Rita Taylor, and we're going to be speaking about today on pregnancy management, and later we'll be talking about the price of chaotic eating and living. When we break the rule, when we make mistakes, and when we fail to have people to teach us, and we fail to listen for those who are trying to teach us and wake us up. We're going to let our guests say a couple of words, then we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back to start our program. Mrs. Rita, how you doing?
I'm fine. Assalamu alaikum, brother. How is everybody doing?
We're doing excellent today. Looking forward to your presentation about pregnancy management and the importance of pregnancy management, starting out straight from the very
Exactly.
beginning.
The pleasure is all mine. I like to share with my brothers and sisters a lot of things that we take for granted and a lot of things that our parents didn't teach us, but we do know now. And we like to share that because you know what? The foundation of every child start in the womb, not outside. It start in the womb. So I'll explain that. I'm looking forward to share that knowledge with everyone.
Thank you so very much. We certainly appreciate that. We're going to take a short break, so please do not go anywhere, brothers and sisters. You with Abdul Shaheed and our guest, Mrs. Rita Taylor, today. And this is Optimal Health on AM 360. We have so much information and so much knowledge to share. Brothers and sisters, if we don't take care of ourselves, we're going to be stuck with diseases, and they're going to become more and more chronic until our life is at stake. You run to the doctor, they cannot help you. They're going to make matters worse, and we'll succumb to our diseases. We're not supposed to succumb to a disease. The symptom and the disease is not meant to kill us. It's meant for us to correct our mistakes and give the cell what they need. The cells are asking for our help. If we give it to them, they will reverse every symptom and disease. The Almighty created them like that. They have atomic intelligence. They can figure things out, but we have to do our part, brothers and sisters. That's what this program is about. We can fortify ourselves against diseases, against microbes, against poison, against toxic. And we'll be explaining how to do it. How to do it. Our health is in our own hands. It's not in the hands of the doctor, the physician. It's in your hand. You are gifted and blessed with a human body. It is your responsibility to learn how to take care of it. We have a science called cell science, symptomatic science, symptometry, all about taking care of the needs of our cell. So, brothers and sisters, we're going to be right back. So please do not go anywhere at all. You with Abdul Shaheed and our guest, Mrs. Rita Taylor. And this is Optimal Health on AM 360. We'll be right back. Call someone, do a two-way or three-way so others can share that you love in the information we'll be sharing. Thank you.
People get sick all the time. However, even after years of research, physicians don't have the faintest clue why most sick people find themselves in the predicament they do. Will they just accept the same treatment without truly getting to the bottom of what is happening to them? Not anymore. Symptometry draws attention to your cells, the building block of your being, allowing you to understand what needs to be done and paving the way for self-correction. Developed by Dr. Maxwell Nardi, symptometry is not medicine or even its alternative. It is a study designed to fill in the void left behind by the most common scientific fields. Symptometric science has proven time and again over 31 years that chaotic eating and living are not in the best interest of the cells. It's about time we change that to understand symptometry, dive into a whole new world of cell-based knowledge, and profoundly appreciate human cells' work. Get your copy of Symptometry and Symptometric Science at a Glance by Dr. Maxwell Nardi now.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. You with Abdul Shaheed, your certified symptometry health coach. We were with our guest, another certified symptometry health coach, and also in the doctoral program at the American School of Symptometry. And her specialty is pregnancy management. This is what we're going to be talking about. She has information to share about how to have a perfect baby. Brothers and sisters, if we're not careful, we'll be breeding our own criminals in our own community, in our own household. We'll be producing monsters if we don't know what to do. Someone that's stubborn, disobedient, disrespectful, because the mother will be eating the wrong food. and because of her lifestyle. We had to begin to make the correction, brothers and sisters. We can't keep repeating these mistakes that we inherit. We didn't inherit disease. We inherit the mistakes of our parent and our grandparent and their parent. And it's our responsibility to start correcting mistakes. That's what life is about. Correcting mistakes. Absolutely amazing. So, Ms. Rita, we're going to share the mic with you.
Okay. Yes, okay. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.
Walaikum salam.
I know that a lot of you in the audience are mothers or aunties or fathers and uncles. So what we're going to be talking about is not going to be about women, but it's going to be talking about both men and women, because we are loved by our Creator, and our Creator also wanted us to live in this world and help us grow, and to make sure that our Creator's purpose is being done. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I know that our brother Shaheed talked about me in pregnancy management. I've been in symptometry for over 9 years, and when I met Dr. Nate, I I didn't go to Dr. Nate. My husband, who was a medical doctor, went to Dr. Nate because he was told that his kidneys were failing and he has to go to dialysis. And being a doctor himself, he decided that no, I'm not going to do it. So we came to Dr. Nate. That's the beginning of our story. And to just make the story short, my husband dialysis never went to dialysis. His kidneys were cleansed, and it was normal. So with that in mind, I said, whoa, if this doctor can help my husband, who was also a medical doctor, not to go to dialysis, there's something I need to know about this symptometry. And when I met him, the first thing I said, you know what? I don't know anything about symptometry, but I just want you to know that I would like to help women who have difficulty having babies, and also women who cannot deliver, because I was in labor. I was a healthy 25-year-old girl. I didn't have any problem, getting pregnant. I run 6 months of my 9 months, and I walked. So I knew I was healthy. I was not under any doctor's care. So when I met Dr. Nata, I said, oh, I am healthy. And she just looked at me and laughed, okay? No, I wasn't healthy because my system was jammed. My system was filled with sedimentary sludge and concretion and inner substance that I didn't know. So guess what? I was in labor for 40 hours. 40 hours, okay? And I know that 40 hours. I told the doctor that I'm having a vaginal birth. I have worked hard for it, I prepared for it, and I'm not doing any C-section. So I went in with a positive attitude, knowing that labor is hard, but I wanted to have a baby vaginally. Well, guess what? My body wasn't ready. My body wasn't ready because my body was filled with sedimentary slides and concretion and inner substances that I did not know about, that I'd never have it cleansed. And so I went in with this big head that I'm going to have a baby vaginally. Well, guess what? My body wasn't going to let me. And that's what symptometry is all, pregnancy management is all about. So I told Dr. Nata that I would like to do this. I didn't know anything about pregnancy management. I just said I want to help women, because that 40 hours has become indelible in my brain. And I want to do something. So that's the beginning of my journey at the school. Now in the doctoral program, doing pregnancy management. So the first question I'm going to ask you, how many people know of women who cannot conceive? How many women, how many people know of aunties and young women who cannot conceive? A lot. Because why? A lot of women are going through IVF. And that is not the solution. Symptometry do have the solution. So we're going to talk about women issues, and then we'll talk about men issues, because we need both sexes to make this work. So we know that pregnancy is not easy. We also know that labor is not easy. But we want to have a child. But do we have all the skill set to have a child? Do we have the living skills that we need to know to bring a child to this world? A lot of people will say, well, I did not go through pregnancy management, but I'm okay. Are you sure? Are you sure you're okay? What about all the asthmas, all the spina bifida, all the things that the kids are having? Where did you think it came from? Because we did not have the knowledge of making sure that we can have a perfect baby in the womb if we want to. We have a perfect baby in the womb if we want to, and you can. And this is something that I want everyone to take home with. Pregnancy should not be something that you just do on the fly. Even if it's an emergency and you get pregnant without planning, make sure that the child that you bring in this world is healthy, because it's going to save you a lot of money along the way. It will not be in the preemie section, the new cute section. It will not be premature. You will have a 38-week term, full term. You wouldn't have to go into the hospital, and you can't hold the baby. You have to put your hands in that little slot to get care of your baby. Symptometry science have the solution for that. So, with that in mind, let's talk about some of the problems that we do have as women. A lot of women that I know, me included, wanted to be mothers. Some doesn't want to be mothers, but if you don't, that is a choice. But if you want to be a mother, that is the beginning of a rich story. And you want that story to be perfect. You want your child to be healthy, to be bright, to be intelligent, to be, obey the rules. They are not going against the grain. They are happy to be with. That's the kind of child you want. And that's what symptometry pregnancy management will help your child to be. The first pregnancy management child is 16 years old. She's intelligent. She's bright. She's on my website. You can look at them. And there have been many, many more kids. But pregnancy management is not an easy fix. It's a lot of heavy lifting. Are you ready with all your issues, ready to cook your food scientifically, eat your food scientifically, and live scientifically, and drink water? Water. 2 liters of water, electrolyte water every day. If you're drinking soda, that's not for you. Your body needs water. Your body needs water. And that's one of the things I want to share with you. If you're not drinking water, you need to be drinking electrolyte water. And I'm not going to do a commercial live, but they're in the store. It's very, very pricey, but it's worth your health. So the question we're going to start is, how is your ovaries? Okay. Having a child doesn't really have to do with age. Age, people say, I have to have my child at 40. I have to have before. No. How well have you taken care of your body, your cells? That gave you life. How long have you been taking? How good are you taking care of that? And that's the beginning of our story. Okay, your ovaries. Okay, do you have a cyst in your ovaries? Are your ovaries normal? And if you have a cyst, did you have surgery to remove it? You don't need to have surgery to remove a cyst. That is symptometry science territory. That's what we do. We will ionize that, because if you have a cyst, we ionize the cyst so that you don't have to go through surgery and have a scar. Because every time somebody put a knife to your body, there's going to be a scar no matter what. I have a cesarean, 2 of them, and I have the scars to go for it. And I'm ionizing it right now as we speak. You don't need surgery to do that. So if you have your ovary, you have a cyst, do not go to the doctor and get surgery. That's what symptometry science is all about. That's what we do. That's our job. Come to Brother Shaheed and said, hey, I want to take care of the cyst. And we will help you with the subatomic particles and molecules to help you. Of course, you have to change your diet. You have to do things that you haven't done before. You have to drink water. By the way, soda doesn't work. So if you're drinking soda, you don't drink soda because it's poison. Water is what you need. So you need to take care of the ovaries, because if you have a surgery, then you might have damage to the surgery. And some of the things, as I said, the scar that you have, it might be slippery for the egg to go through the fallopian tube. And before you know it, you have another problem. And then before you know, you're having miscarriages, because it will not stick to the uterus. So you need to make sure that scar tissues is a woman's enemy. Okay. Ovulation problems. Do you have ovulation? I used to be. I didn't know because I didn't have the life skill. My parent didn't tell me anything about my period. My parent didn't tell me about my ovulation. I didn't have ovulation. I didn't have the 21-day cycle. My ovulation came in different times. Sometimes I ovulate, sometimes I don't. And when I had a period, sometimes 6 months before I have another one. Again, my parents didn't give me the life skills, so I didn't know. So I didn't know when I got pregnant. All I did was I missed my period for 3 months, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, hey, Rita, you are pregnant. Ooh, hallelujah. Okay? But again, my hormones were not correct. Again, why was I overproducing my hormone? Is that my gland was congested, massively congested, that if I knew about symptometry, that's when I need to ionize that, because it was full of sedimentary sludge, inner substances that I didn't know. Again, I'm teaching you the skill set that we're learning, and I want to share with you because I don't want anybody to go through what I went through. That's why pregnancy management is my passion, because I've experienced it and I want other people to avoid it. So I didn't. So I got pregnant, by the way. And guess what? I had cramps, crying all the time, arguing with my parents, like, why? Not knowing that I was doing the cramp that I'm getting I was causing my cramps, because the certain food I'm eating, like chocolate, which I loved, until I came to symptometry, had poison in it called thropramine that was causing my cramp. But you know what? When I had a birthday, that was the box they gave me. My mother did not have the lives of my friends. And so I had cramps until after my second child, and I did have cramps. Until I came to cytometry, I did not know that I was causing my own issues. Okay? So again, the food that we eat have something to do with the problems we have. Okay, so let's also talk about, okay, so ovulation, I would talk about ovulation, but a lot of women right now, because there's a lot of garbage in their glands, there's nothing that your gynecologist can do. So what do? They go through IVF. Have you guys heard about IVF? You go in there, you pay over $60,000 so that you can get pregnant. But no, it doesn't work for everybody. I have some people that have done it 3 times and still no baby. And if they have come through symptometry, a pregnancy manager will be able to help them ionize, as I said, the sedimentary sludge they have in their body. Look, everything we eat causes debris. Everybody has debris in their body because every time we eat, you have that. That sedimentary sludge that is causing them not to be pregnant. Symptometry can help you ionize that so that you'll be able to have a baby. You don't need to have an IVF to have a baby. As I says, pregnancy management in symptometry is not easy because there's certain things we're going to ask you not to do. We're going to ask you not to drink tea, coffee, all that stuff that we do every day because it have poison in that. Are you willing to do that? I'm sharing that with you because a lot of women want to do this, but they don't want to do the work. I'm going to be honest with you because as a woman, as a mother who's gone through so much, I want to share that with you. So IVF is not the answer. As I said, the reason you can't conceive is that your glands are jammed, it's congested. And we have a way to make sure that we can clean you up if you're willing to do the things that the doctor asks you to do. Okay, so we talked about hormones. What about your fallopian tube? That's where the eggs pass through. How healthy is your fallopian tube? Do you know anything about your anatomy? Do you know anything? Because our parents did not tell us. We don't have the life, so we don't even know the anatomy of ourselves. Do we? If you don't, we want to help you. Your fallopian tube needs to be healthy. If it has had bumps along the way on your fallopian tubes and you want to get pregnant, that egg might not be able to go through. It might stay in the fallopian tube. And when it does that, what happened? You heard about ectopic pregnancy? Ectopic pregnancy is the inside of the egg staying in your ovaries. I mean, it goes into your fallopian tube. And that's where you have ectopic. And normally they have to do surgery or else sometimes you die because the thing will burst and you will die. Symptometry can prevent ectopic pregnancy because we want you to be a healthy mother and we want the child coming to this world also to be healthy. Okay, so again, what have we done? We talk about cyst. We can ionize that. We talk about, people with cancer problems and stuff. Okay? If you have cancer and all that stuff, that is, before you do the chemo, I advise women to come to symptometry. We can help you with your cancer. You don't need that chemo. Chemo is poison. You don't need that. And we do have a cancer treatment. But again, patience is the key. When you have chemo 6 months, you go in and they fill you with fluid, with poison, and you lose your hair and you have wigs on. No, you don't have to go through that in symptometry. If you're willing and if you have the patience to go through, we can reverse that cancer that you have because we know what is happening in your body. Okay, so the drugs that you have, the chemo drugs, is very harmful because it has inner substances that I talked about. Okay, and what happened after you do that? After you have the chemo, okay, that inner substance will cause disease from the chemo, but they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that they are removing two DNA sustain and from your system with that chemo. And so people get the chemo, and guess what? It come back in 2 years. It come back in 5 years. It come back in 10 years. I've seen people that come back in 20 years. The question is, why? Why? Because when you did the chemo, it removed two of your DNAs. It removed it, and that need to be rebuilt. And the doctors don't rebuild that. In symptometry, we do. We do rebuild that. So we see, my husband had colon cancer. When we had colon, we came in, Dr. Nata rebuilt that. He never had a reoccurrence. So if you have cancer and you do not want a reoccurrence, symptometry, you should be running to symptometry to help you so that it doesn't come back. Your doctor won't tell you why it comes back. They don't even know. They don't know that they have removed, you have 20 DNA, they have removed two of them. So the 18 is not going to work for you. So that's why we'll come back. Okay. The other issue that I want to talk about is endometriosis. How many women do have that issue that we don't talk about? Oh, I have endometriosis. What is it? Okay. And endometriosis comprised of 3 layers, the perimetrium, the myometrium, and the endometrium. And it never cut off cortisol from the endometrium. As doing so, will allow inflammatory products to overrun the endometrium, potentially causing endometriosis. So we cut cortisol from our bodies and you have endometriosis. How many women say, I have a painful endometriosis? Painful endometriosis, Miss Rita. What did you do? You went and got surgery. And that's what happened. So, and also a placenta would never develop anchoring filaments to attach itself to the uterine wall. If you have endometriosis and you don't come through symptometry to have it ionized, what happened is that when you get pregnant, that that uterine wall where your thing was supposed to be attached will not attach. It will not be attached, and then that's where you have your miscarriages, because the gynecologist don't know anything about endometriosis, and we know that the uterine wall, you have to have the anchoring filaments attaching it to the uterine wall so that you don't have miscarriages. There's a reason for miscarriages, and the doctors won't explain to you. But in symptometry here, we will explain to you why you have miscarriages. It's not something that, it's something that you need to know. As a woman, as a daughter, as a grandmother, as an auntie, you need to be able to know to help people out. Okay. The other issue is fibroids. How many people have fibroids? A lot of people do. I'm going through this because these are women issues that you need to know. This is the life skill that I'm talking about. Because if you have this skill set, you'll be able to talk to your doctors in a way where you will feel like they're listening to you. Okay? Fibroids is it's a significant obstacle to conception. Okay? The placenta can still implant itself in the uterine wall if the fibroids are small. But if they're big, it won't, making it impossible for the woman to conceive. If she tried, she could miscarriage. How many? I have a sister who had a fibroid. It was tiny. She was able to have one child, and she tried about 4 or 5 times and never did. After surgery, was able, so she's now with one child. Okay, so can fibroid surgery improve the chances of conceiving? No, and yes. One, and the surgery leave a scar tissue, causing the slipliness I've been talking about, to make it difficult for the placenta to implant itself in the uterine wall, or increasing the woman's chances of miscarriage. Because if you can, the placenta cannot implant itself in the uterine wall, it's not going to stick and it will come out, and that's why you have miscarriages. There's no magic to that. It is your anatomy. What have you done to it? Again, symptometry will ionize the fibroid. So you ionize the surgery, the scar tissues, so that you can carry your baby to term. We are the source remover institution. We remove the source of your problem. The source removal institution. Okay, so to me, if you're pregnant, why do you need symptometry, pregnancy management? Because we will work with you as soon as you find out that you're pregnant. We want it right away, but even if it's not, it's 2 months, we will help you and we will walk through with you why the baby is in the womb. Why the baby is in the womb. And that, to me, that gives me joy. Okay? People were saying, why didn't the doctor tell them about all this? Well, the doctor was busy doing research to help you. Now that we have it here, we want to share with you. We want to share with you that pregnancy management will help you deliver a very healthy child, a child who's smart, a child who is, very, very, not only is she smart, but she also has a lot of brain, and she's pleasant to be at home with and not trying to fight moms and stuff. Again, I want to share with you some of the things that our parent didn't share with us, that I want to share with you about what we need to know when you are a woman. Okay? What you need to know. And that's what I'm going to share with you. If you're a girl, did your mother talk to you about your menses? Did your mother talk to you about things that will happen to your body while you're growing up? In symptometry, we call it life skills. And these are the things that I want to share with you, for the mother to be, the auntie to be, and even the father, because this is a family situation. When it happened to me, it happened to my dad, it happened to my mom. Okay? Your parents should be talking to you about delayed menage. Do you know what it is? Your first menses. A child should have the first menses before 13. If you have it at 15, it's delayed. Did your parents tell you about that? Did they tell you about irregular menses? I was not getting my menses. I was getting every 3 months, and they told me, oh, it's normal. Don't worry about it. I have to take a drug. I have to get injection for my menses to come. So when I said I'm passionate about pregnancy management, I've been through it. And I want to make sure that I can share with other women. Masturbation, extremely short cervix, Cervical problems, including condyloma, tiny breasts, scanty menses, heavy menses, prolonged menses, menstrual blood, flow twice a month instead of once, breast milk oozing even though she's not pregnant, your nipple hurting, your nipples itching, your breast hurting. They call the labia itch, which causes masturbation and is the primary cause of prostitution. Menstrual occurs once, but it will not happen again for another 6 months. I went through it. I have to take injection for my menses to come. Your vagina is cold, as if it was ice in it. Your vagina is hot, as if there's coal in it. The white vaginal discharge, did your parents tell you about that? The uterine prolapse later in life. Vaginal prolapse later in life. Inflamed ovaries, ovaritis with pain. Tendency to steal, lie, cheat, or commit mischief. Therefore, it is the concentration of certain type of sex hormone, testosterone and estrogen, that determines the child gender. Now we have looked at girls. Let's take a closer look at boys. Okay, we have particularly that clean up the glands of boys. Okay, and we're gonna talk about some of the things that boys, the parent didn't tell you, but you need to know. And if you're a grandfather or whatever, a father, you can share with your daughter or your son. Okay, we have a way to ionize all the concretions that we had, the sedimentary sludge that cause prostate gland anomalies, deformities, your scrotum, undescended scrotum that you have. So these are some of the things that your papa might not have told you, your mama should not have told you about pregnancy. Symptometry is telling you today that you need to know. We call it the life skills. Did your parent talk to you about your short penis? Did they talk to you about frequent masturbation, premature ejaculation, itching in the urethra, low sperm count, one testicle larger than the other, erection without ejaculation causing male sterility, erection followed by all the fiasco that goes with it, violent and frequent erections, okay, discharge of prostate fluid while urinating, complete erection fiasco, sudden pain in the groin, compelling the boy or man to spread, okay, syphilis chance on the scrotum, sweaty scrotum, scrotum emitting foul odor, orchitis, orchitis, it is swollen scrotum, okay, indifference, and undescended testicles, okay. Did your parents talk to you about all these? This is what we call life skill. A man's foundation is built in their mother's womb. That's not outside it. That's why pregnancy management for the 9 months is so critical for everyone, for the parent and for the child. Why spend the money after the baby is born and you're running through the doctors to get surgeries? Something that you could have done before the baby is born. All the concretions that you have as a mother, we will ionize it. The child will inherit all the things that you're going through so that their blood is also ionized. So I'm just saying that pregnancy and having a child is not easy. But symptometry science has made it in such a way that if you're willing to go through it, the child that is born, the day that you deliver your child is delivered vaginally, is going to be a day of joy. It's not when you're sitting in your house, you're crying because your child have cancer, your child have spina bifida, your child have MS, your child have all that will be coming. Your child have asthma and they have to be on the asthma thing forever. All these things can be prevented if you go through pregnancy management. That's why we say going through pregnancy management will give you a healthy, beautiful child. Please don't wait till the baby is born. Pregnancy management is here for all of us, for all men, for all women. Okay? Do you know, to leave you, do you know that drinking alcohol, drinking wine, smoking marijuana, smoking hashish, do you know that it will impact your child? Do you know that? Because the first organ that is formed when you're pregnant, as soon as they said, hey, you are pregnant, is your nervous system, your brain. That's the first thing. So if you're drinking, you're going to impact that child. So don't let anybody fool you that drinking is okay. Beer is okay. Wine, no matter who's doing it, whether it's the wife or the man, it is not okay. Because for the man, you are tainting that blood. The blood that you're going to use to become a father, you're tainting it. And so you're not doing the woman any good if you have a tainted sperm. Again, we need to know all that when we meet you for consultation. But I'm just telling you that don't let anybody tell you that you need to drink while you're pregnant. I will recommend that if you know you're going to get pregnant, don't drink for 6 months until your child is born, because you want a healthy, perfect child. So don't make pregnancy a happenstance. Make it a plan situation for your child whom you are developing to help mankind. Because the child you bring to the world, if the child is healthy, is going to stabilize mankind, stabilize your family. You're not up at night, trying to say my baby's crying all day, all night, and haven't slept all that. Because we will help you avoid that. So pregnancy management is something I recommend for everyone. Age is not a factor. If you're 40, you can still be pregnant. If you ionize the sedimentary sludge that you have, you can do that. Don't have age become a factor. I have people that are getting pregnant at 42, 45, and all that stuff, healthy babies, if you go through pregnancy management. So don't let age be your factor. The factor is my cells healthy enough? Have I ionized the concretions? Have I in the sedimentary sludge that have jammed all parts of your body? Remember, we have 220 cells. So you have a long way to go. But it doesn't take one day, it takes time. And as you get healthy, nobody will tell you, because you're going to have to ionize a lot of your concretions in your body. Brother Sahid, that's the story of pregnancy management. And I invite women and men who are on this show to call you and let them know that we will help them if they want to have a healthy baby. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, salam. Absolutely amazing, Miss Rita. Absolutely amazing. Our life is in our own hands. And we stay in compliance with the natural laws, the universal laws, the rules of health, the fitra, the pattern that the Almighty placed in creation. If we stay in compliance, removes sedimentary sludge. Every time we eat food, that sludge is produced, we have to remove it. And some people on this line have not removed sludge since they were born.
Mm-hmm.
And they wonder why they're ill, why they're sick. We're not supposed to be sick, brothers and sisters. We have to maintain the pattern. We have to maintain the fitra. The human body is high maintenance, not low maintenance. We think we can eat anything and then don't remove garbage and sludge and concretion? We can't do it.
Mm-mm.
We have to remove these things. We're exposed to poison, toxic, everywhere. When do you remove them? No time. How can you produce a healthy baby that's intelligent, that's curious, that's law-abiding, that's not stubborn, don't talk back?
Mm-hmm.
They're happy to learn from you. The most intelligent child. Think about that. We all want intelligent children, but sometimes we know what we get. Sometimes you don't know where that child came from.
Exactly.
It's some of those genes that's in your lineage.
Exactly.
So you can't allow them to be expressed. We can prevent them from expressing themselves. Come to symptometry and do pregnancy management and have the perfect baby. The mother needs to come through pregnancy management and the father.
Exactly. Both.
The father must produce a healthy, strong, vibrant sperm that ignite life. It ignites the egg, turn it into an organism that grows. It passes the genetic code from the sperm. The sperm must be strong, vibrant, and healthy, not weak and compromised.
And tainted. Yes.
Exactly. What are you drinking? What are you eating? What are you thinking every day will affect the quality of your sperm, brothers. You have to clean up your blood before you deliver that sperm. So to be strong, full of energy, and can do the job in the best way. The Almighty created a perfect, I'll change that. The Almighty created more than perfect human being. It is we who make mistakes because no one is teaching us.
Amen.
Life skill, how to live on this toxic, predatory, and adversary planet called Earth. It's toxic here, and man has produced more toxic. There's natural and man-made toxin everywhere. Micro, things you cannot even see. Cannot even see these things. Who's teaching you how to protect yourself? The life skills needed to be an excellent human being. So, brothers and sisters, before our guests have to leave, we're asking you if you have any question or comment. We're going to take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll accept your question or comment from our guests.
Please.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you have some questions about pregnancy management, how to have a perfect child, brother and sister. It's in our own hand, not the physician, not the gynecology, not the obstetrician, not the pediatrician. It's up to you and me to produce a healthy baby and take care of it. Know the responsibility. When it comes here ready to learn, you have to know what to teach it. You have to have something to teach the child. You have to teach them the life skill. You have to learn the life skill yourself, how to live on this planet. Just can't send the child off to be schooled, and then he can't even handle a bully. How to live on this planet. It's more to it than just sending them off to school and let someone else school them. You're going to get schooled all right. I know it's funny, but it's serious, brothers and sisters. If we're going to remake the world, it starts in the womb of our mothers. That's where it starts. And we all are responsible for learning something to teach that child that's coming. If we are to change things, this is how it's done, one baby at a time. Because mankind went off in the wrong direction, Ms. Rita, and he messed up the world. He screwed up the world. When do we straighten it out? We're not going to straighten it out just using religion. It's not going to happen. It's been thousands of years, religion had an opportunity to straighten this mess up.
It never did.
And it's not going to happen. We have to produce better human beings, producing neurons and neurotransmitters to be human. So, brothers and sisters, if you have a question for our guests, we'll be right back. So please do not go anywhere. Call someone, do a two-way or three-way so they can join in with us and share the knowledge of optimal health on AM 360. Brothers and sisters, we'll be right back. So please pay attention to this message, please.
Every anomaly has a cause. For generations, we've only scratched the surface of understanding mental health. Dr. Maxwell Marty, using the pioneering science of symptometry, delves deeper than ever before, catering to the needs of cells and blood, not just symptoms. With a fresh new approach, uncover the building blocks of your health. Redefining health science. Discover the underlying causes of mental anomalies. The book that's changing everything we know about health. Available now. Take charge of your health journey.
We are back, brothers and sisters, with Abdul Shaheed and our guest, Mrs. Rita Taylor. We're both are certified symptometry health coaches. We've been schooled at the American School of Symptometry, and we're still the students. Still students, brothers and sisters. There's so much for us to learn. So much for us to learn. If you have a question for our guests, now is the time. Just raise your hand or open your mic and ask your question or comment. Thank you for joining us again here today on Optimal Health on AM 360. Everybody's hand should be up by now. I know you got to have a question for our guests.
Especially the women. They got
exactly. How to have a perfect baby, how to go through pregnancy. And then men and women do not want to have children, Ms. Rita, because they saw all the suffering that their mother went through, all the pain and suffering. Who would want to have a child? I know I wouldn't. I can't handle that pain. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
I know. and one thing that I didn't touch on it is that if you go through pregnancy, man, because we have ionized your blood and all the concretions there, instead of having a 40-hour like I do, you can have your baby within an hour. Some of them within 15, 30 minutes.
Absolutely.
So the pain that you're talking about with pregnancy, it won't be there. That is one of the benefits I didn't stress.
Absolutely. No pain. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, the baby is here.
Yeah. And some of them don't even know the baby is coming before they know it is plop. It's out there.
In their arm. The baby's in their arm before they know it. This is with pregnancy management. The baby have force and energy. The mother have force and energy.
And so that pain that I picture for my first child, no. And then I didn't know better. I went to cesarean, the second child, no. Now if I'm starting all over, it's pregnancy management full stop.
Absolutely.
And women in the audience, if you have cesarean, one of the side effects of cesarean is that when you get older, you get incontinent. And it's because you had that and nobody will tell you that. They said it's an age issue. It's not an age. You have something you did that is coming out there. Age is not a factor. In symptometry, we don't count age. We count healthy cells. So I hope.
Another thing, Ms. Rita, if the woman have a C-section, it set the child up through later in life for mental illness.
Exactly.
It's traumatizing to the child.
It does.
Traumatizing to the child, setting the child up for mental illness later in life if you have a C-section. Exactly. You don't have to go that route.
Vaginal birth is what God created us to have.
Absolutely.
That's what He wants us to do, not surgery. No surgery. And symptometry, science symptometry will let you have the baby within an hour or less than an hour. What a joy. I wish I've had that.
Absolutely amazing.
What a joy.
If there are anomaly in the baby, they could be corrected while the baby is still in the womb. You don't have to wait till the baby's born and say, oh, he got 6 toes. If you start pregnancy management a year before you have the baby, you'll be eating scientifically, living scientifically. So these things will not be happening. And they only happen because we made mistakes. The Almighty do not make mistakes, brothers and sisters. He created a perfect, more than perfect human being. He created us with a mathematical formula, molecular formula, mathematics. The gene will release the blueprint to the trophoblast to build the baby. Those are the specialized cells that build the baby. They know exactly what to do. No one taught them anything. They have atomic intelligence gifted by the Almighty to build a perfect human being. And then when the baby get here, a whole new creature evolves, brothers and sisters, based on what you ate, what the mother ate, based on what chemicals she was exposed to, whether she took a vaccine or not, whether she took pharmaceutical or not.
Oh, yeah.
All of these things will make a difference in the child. Whether she experienced chaotic eating.
Exactly.
Did someone teach us what food to avoid? Did she have morning sickness every morning, throwing up? That's not natural. That's not normal.
No. And you're throwing up because of some food you eat. And some pregnant women, they can't even drink water because it makes them nauseous. That is a no-no. You should be able to drink water. So if right now you can't drink water, you need symptometry to ionize that. You need water. We need 2 liters or more every day.
Every day.
Every day, not today and tomorrow, every day.
We're made of water, brother and sister. If we don't drink it, where's the water coming from? For the cells to utilize to produce all of our essential. Brain essential, body essential, and cell essential to be a normal human being. Most people, brain is dehydrated. They're not drinking enough water. Or they're drinking soda instead of water. Or they're drinking coffee and tea instead of water.
And there's no water. Those are no water.
Nothing can replace water, Miss Rita.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Nothing can replace water.
No, nothing can replace water. We need water. Pure and simple. And not the coffee, not the teas, not the green tea, not the yellow teas.
Not the power drink.
The power drink.
What they tell you, how much energy in it. No, you don't need it.
You need electrolyte water, 2 liters every day. That's what you need. The rest is just poisons that you put into your body.
Sludge are going to turn into sedimentary sludge. That's what it's going to turn into. And you have to remove it. And you're not removing it already. It's just more that you have to remove, especially when it comes to having a baby. What's circulating in the mother's blood will also be circulating in the baby's blood.
Exactly.
If you don't remove the sludge, then it's going to be in the baby's blood, blocking things from being properly produced. Blocking energy. The baby won't have energy, nor the mother. So that's why you end up with a C-section. No energy, no force, no power, no speed, no momentum. This is how cells operate, brother and sister.
My otocytin that you have, the otocytin that it helps you with delivery. Mine was jammed.
Yes.
Mine was jammed. It wasn't functioning.
Now we have the knowledge, brother and sister. Knowledge. Where do knowledge come from? It comes from the Almighty Source Creator.
Exactly.
Doesn't come from man. We're waiting on some man to teach us.
It comes from our nuclear histones. I'm telling you.
It comes from the nuclear histones that the Almighty put in our genes. That's where knowledge comes from, brother and sister. Let's get it straight. We don't need to go to school for that. That's why we're messed up. I'm sorry. We've been bamboozled and tricked. Well, knowledge comes from the Source Creator, the Almighty. He put it in all of us. but we can't connect with it because of our chaotic living and eating. These are the facts, brother and sister, and we're trying to wake us up.
Yes.
We can do better for ourselves. No one is going to come and save us. No one is coming. They've been here already.
We have to save ourselves. You know, we have to
Exactly.
save ourselves, because if we don't, nobody will save us. You know,
We do if we don't save ourselves and wake up and get smarter and smarter and smarter. How do we do that? Remove the calcification from our brain. We produce all 12 neurotransmitters and neurons by the billions every day. How do you learn to do that? You come to American School of Symptometry, or you come to this program because nobody else is teaching this. Cell-based knowledge, knowledge, cell science, symptometry, symptomatic science. You can use any of those words. You be dead on. We have to do this for ourselves, brother and sister, so we can get back to normalcy. Something happened to us. It must be corrected. This is how we do it. We take care of our brain, we take care of our body, and we'll become the best human beings on this planet.
And, you know, for us to be healthy, you need to produce your 12 neurotransmitters. You need to produce your 20 digestive enzyme. You need to produce, 30 hormones for men and women, and 36 for a woman during gestation. That's how that's how you're healthy. If you're not,
that's a human being.
That's a human being. If you're not, you
if you don't produce those, Miss Rita, you won't be a human being. You'll be something other than a human being. These chemicals control human behavior to make excellent choices. Man's problem is the decision that he makes. You keep messing up with our decision-making ability. You can't make excellent choices if you don't have neurons in your neurotransmitter.
There you go.
It is neurons that operate and run the brain and the body. So how are you going to get along without them? You can't. It's impossible.
Exactly.
You won't be at your best. You'll be compromised. You won't be able to pay attention. You won't be intelligent enough. Somebody's going to bamboozle you. Somebody's going to hypnotize you. Like what's happening already to us. We've been waiting on others to solve our problem when the Almighty put all the solution and every answer to a problem inside of each one of us. They're already there, but we won't be on the wavelength to receive it. These are the facts of life, brother and sister. Our guest's going to have to go.
So
we hope we didn't frighten you. We're not asking the question. I don't see how you can allow her to leave and don't ask a question. Don't have a question to ask with all the information she shared.
Yeah, well, I hope you do have, a child or a grandchild, or, your auntie, your father, your uncle. This is knowledge for humanity. It's to me, that's how I look at it. We want,
Absolutely.
Knowledge for humanity, because once you bring a healthy child into this world, your life is going to be much easier.
Much easier. We need to repopulate the earth with intelligent, healthy babies, brother and sister. I don't see how we remake the world any other way.
Exactly. How many kids have asthmas? When I used to be in the school district, I mean, you come to the office, they line up with asthmas. Asthma could be ionized when you're in the womb, but it just come out, and you just using the topical symptoms treatment, and they give you asthma. It doesn't go anywhere.
Doesn't go anywhere. Just more sludge.
It's a sludge, and then the kid is suffering.
And children that's overacted, Mrs. Rita, that's overacted. They have this hyperactive activity.
Exactly.
And they'll be labeled the rest of their life.
As ADD or whatever they call it.
Exactly. Yeah. They don't have to have that, brother and sister.
No.
They don't even have to come here with it.
Well,
we can teach the mother how to eat scientifically, scientific eating and scientific cooking to have a perfect baby. And have the micronutrient, macronutrient to produce all of the baby parts. All of the nervous systems.
Yes.
For intelligent, healthy human being. Sometimes you don't have the signs to do it.
Okay, Brother Shaheed, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so
And
very much, Ms.
everybody
Rita.
on there, if you have pregnancy management, talk to Brother Shaheed. You know where I am. I do have a website called pregnancymadeeasy.com. If you want to know about symptometry pregnancy management, please call me and talk to Brother Shaheed. You know where I am. And I'm looking forward to be serving everyone in the future. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and
Salam. This is Miss Rita information, brother and sister. It's absolutely amazing. She specializes in pregnancy management. You know anyone having a baby or want to have a baby and can't have a baby because something's happening and they go to a physician and he doesn't know much more than what she knows.
Well, what I want to leave you is that you don't need IVF. You don't need that. Symptometry science have the solution for IVFs. Don't go spend 60,000, 70,000 for IVF when you can spend very little here in pregnancy management to help you get the child you want.
Absolutely.
So brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum. I'll see you soon.
Ms. Rita. Thank you so very much for joining us today.
Okay.
Here's some information, a certified symptometry health coach, and also in the doctoral program to be a SD, symptometry doctor. Absolutely amazing, brothers and sisters. You see her email, info@pregnancymadeeasy.com. Her phone number 469-609-0368. And her website is pregnancymadeeasy.com. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so very much, Ms. Rita. You have an excellent evening.
Okay, it's been a pleasure. Pleasure is all mine. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Thank you so very much.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Brothers and sisters, there you have it. Certified symptometry health coach. She specializes in pregnancy management. This is what the whole world needs, brothers and sisters. So we can produce human beings. We have to start doing things differently, brothers and sisters. We have to make the change somewhere. We can't continue on this road that we're going. The Almighty wants us healthy and alive, not sick and dying. We're not supposed to have a disease. We're not supposed to get sick. We're supposed to be smart enough to know how to live on this planet. But no one is teaching us life skills. No one is doing it. There's one place that's helping us with life skills so we can pass on that knowledge to our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Absolutely amazing, brothers and sisters. There's no incurable disease. Why would the Almighty make us have a disease and then there's no cure? We know how the Almighty put things. If there's a disease, there's a cure right with it. If there's difficulty, there's ease right there together. They come together, not separate, not one after the other. With difficult come the ease. Come with it together. Every disease has a source, brother and sister. Something caused it, something that produced it, something happened. Now we have a science, cell science. We're made of cells, brother and sister. This is real simple to understand. We've been bamboozled with the medical institution. We're not made of pharmaceuticals. We're not made of a kill. That's in all pharmaceutical drugs. We're made of cells. And cells are produced by collagen, water, nutrients, resources, electrical energy, thermal energy, magnetic energy, nuclear energy. That's what we're made of. Those are the resources. Water, salt, good salt, electrolyte-enriched water. And we must select our food using science. What's the difference between science and religion? That's a question that we have to answer to. What's common between science and religion? We have to answer this question, brothers and sisters, because we've been bamboozled, taken advantage of. We cannot continue the way things have been going. It's not working for us. It's not in our favor. So the Almighty has blessed us with a new science to remove all the anomaly from our brain so we can become thinkers of outside the box. That's how it starts, brothers and sisters. Health and disease starts in our mind. It's a mindset. What are we going to do? We have to learn more. No one is saving us. These are the facts of life, brothers and sisters. We have to develop life skills for ourselves so we can keep living and keep improving upon our health, because our body and brain are connected. A disease anywhere in a human being will sooner or later become a mental illness. These are the facts. Your physician will not tell you this. I'm telling you. When we're in violation of the fitra, the pattern that the Almighty have created, a disease will occur. There are rules to health. There are natural laws that we're in violation of. We don't even know it. We think we can eat anything without producing the enzyme to digest it. A human being must produce 20 enzymes to thoroughly digest the food that we eat. If we do not do that, you're going to have garbage and metabolites circulating in your blood, slowing things down, blocking things from being produced, blocking the circulation of body is central, cell is central, brain is central. You be blocking them from circulating where they need to be. It's what will be happening, brothers and sisters. We have in cell science, symptomatic science, particulates and molecules to break the bond on poison, toxic, microtoxic. You can take a vaccine, it can kill the virus, but the virus left something behind in your blood. And that vaccine will never remove it. It'll circulate until you die, unless you come to symptometry. It will continue to circulate, causing you problems. Though you took a vaccine, though you killed the virus, but the toxins that the virus put in your blood will still be there. How do you remove it? Sometimes you know how to do it. So you can regain your health. And then we'll teach you how to become smarter, so we can learn to live on this toxic planet. This is what health is all about, brother and sister. So we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back and talk about the price of chaotic eating and living, which too many of us are doing. We think you could just eat anything, and it's supposed to be nutritious. Wrong mindset, brothers and sisters. That's why we're in this mess. We have to have a change of mindset, a paradigm shift. That's what must happen. I know sometimes the truth hurts, but someone have to say it. Thank God that we now have gotten to that point where we have the courage to say it. And let the chip fall where they may. There are people who want the truth and want to become better human beings. And take advantage of their fullest potential as a human being. Reach that level. We never reach there, brothers and sisters, if our body is breaking down and falling apart with symptoms and diseases. When the Almighty wants us disease-free and healthy. We all can become disease-free. Once you become disease-free, brothers and sisters, whatever disease we had, we take it out of our gene pool, preventing it from passing on to the coming generation. That should be enough for us to become disease-free. So our progeny, people coming after us, they won't have to deal with these things. Whatever mistake we don't correct, the following generation will have to deal with them. That's why we're dealing with mess now. People before us didn't correct the mess. Now we have to do it. If we don't do it, the people coming after us are going to have to do it. It's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere at all, brothers and sisters. So, brothers and sisters, we have a lot more information to share. We ask you to call someone, do a 2-way or 3-way, so we can get more people energized and listen to where health comes from. Health comes from our cells. We're made of collagen, human collagen. That's human protein. We're not made of plants. Plants made of cellulose. Cellulose fiber. That's starch. Polysaccharide. Network of sugars, many sugars. That's what cellulose are. Human made of protein, collagen. We have a collagenic fiber. And we have specialized cells that replace the collagen. If you engage in scientific eating and scientific cooking and know how to live on this planet, but if not, your collagen is going to be less and less and less as you age. That's what happens. Making disease and symptom susceptible. That's what happens. And you'll be losing energy. We're energy dependent. We must always be producing energy. How you do it? Sometimes you know how to do it. Cell science. And sometimes there's just source removal. All of the sources of disease. Every disease has a source, brother and sister. How simple is that? Remove the source, nourish the cell, and automation will kick in like the Almighty created us. I hope we're understanding what we're saying here. So, brothers and sisters, we'll be right back. So please do not go anywhere at all. You're with Abdul Shaheed, and this is Optimal Health on AM 360, your certified symptometry health coach. Be right back. Okay, I had something I wanted to share. Don't see it.
People get sick all the time. However, even after years of research, physicians don't have the faintest clue why most sick people find themselves in the predicament they do. Will they just accept the same treatment without truly getting to the bottom of what is happening to them? Not anymore. Symptometry draws attention to your cells, the building block of your being, allowing you to understand what needs to be done and paving the way for self-correction. Developed by Dr. Maxwell Nardi, symptometry is not medicine or even its alternative. It is a study designed to fill in the void left behind by the most common scientific fields. Symptometric science has proven time and again over 31 years that chaotic eating and living are not in the best interest of the cells. It's about time we change that to understand symptometry, dive into a whole new world of cell-based knowledge, and profoundly appreciate human cells' work. Get your copy of Symptometry and Symptometric Science at a Glance by Dr. Maxwell Nardi now.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. You're with Abdul Shaheed, your host of Optimal Health on AM 360. Thank you once again for joining us today. So we're going to be talking about the price of chaotic eating and living. Chaotic eating and living. We're going to share our screen right quick. There we are. Chaotic eating and living. Absolutely amazing. There's a price, brothers and sisters, we have to pay, all of us, for not enforcing scientific eating, scientific cooking, and scientific living on this planet. I asked a question earlier, what is common between science and religion? What is common between science and religion? They're supposed to work together, brothers and sisters. This is what the Almighty have done. They both come from the same source. And what is that source? Knowledge. Where do knowledge come from? It comes from the Almighty, brothers and sisters. That's where knowledge comes from. It comes from the Almighty. Religion starts off as a revelation. That's how it started. Starts off as a revelation. What is called a revelation is the beaming of the light to the prophet. All of them, they had this beam of light to prick their consciousness. And it came from the nuclear histone of their genes. That's where it came from. The nuclear histone is where the knowledge came from to awaken the prophets, brothers and sisters. It would beam to their memory. This is how the Almighty communicate with human beings. Light becomes knowledge after conversion or transformation. This transformation will not occur if the person drink alcohol. This occurs in every human being. But if the person drink alcohol, it will not occur. Revelation stimulates observation for us to observe the creation where we are. So now you have revelation, transformation, and observation. This is Deen al-Fitra, brothers and sisters. This is what religion should be bringing to man. After that, that's where science began. Observation is observing the pattern in creation and developing a theory on these patterns and proving it, verifying it, confirming it, change it into a principle or a law. This is starting with religion and ending in science. They're both working together for mankind. To improve their life, brothers and sisters, all science start with observation and establish a common pattern in occurrence, in a phenomena, something that repeats. The sun rises every morning and is repeated over and over and over again. It's a phenomena. We can bank on it. It's going to happen every morning, coming from the east. Been confirmed and verified. That's what science has done. This common pattern leads to formulating a theory. Oh, the sun is going to come up tomorrow. I don't care how bad the weather is. I don't care how many storms came through. It's going to come up. We can bank on it. And that theory has been proven to be true, a fact. It has been verified and confirmed as a law or a principle. That's what science is all about, brothers and sisters. So you hear us mention science, scientific cooking, scientific eating, scientific living. And when we do it chaotically, that's when we end up with a disease. All things do not appear as it seems on this planet. There's many illusions on planet Earth. Allopathic medicine and Western medicine is an illusion, brothers and sisters. They treat symptoms. Symptom is a mirage. The symptom is a communication system that our cells use. See, when the Almighty created human being, he created a giant communication system. When we make a mistake, our body will give us a sign called symptom, warning us that we're about to veer off the paradigm of the fitra, of what's normal. The Almighty created normalcy. We had nothing to do with normalcy. It is our responsibility to maintain it, to always be in compliance. If we're not in compliance, abnormalcy will be the order of the day. That's a disease. Doesn't matter what level, of what sphere of life or influence it is. Doesn't matter. A disease is a disease. It can be economic diseases. It can be health. It can be financial. It can be cultural. That's what you will see. That's what will manifest based on the mistakes the human beings are making. We're here to correct mistakes, not to repeat them, brothers and sisters. So we have science and we have religion working together. They're not opposing each other. And we know religion means to realign. The same thing must happen in our DNA. Our DNA must be repaired. So the gene will release the blueprint. So there must be a realignment between the genes and the DNA and the 3 RNA to reverse a disease, to have it not to reoccur. And from that point on, you must be in compliance. And I'm sharing with us how to reverse every disease. Every disease has a source, brothers and sisters. Remove the source, nourish the cell, clean up the blood, get more oxygen to the cell. Oxygen have force and automation, where the Almighty have created things automatically to take place if you do your part. Since being a student of symptometry, brothers and sisters, we're able to understand better the purpose of this creation. This creation is to test our ability to maintain the normalcy, to maintain the fitra in every respect. So with the time that we have left, brothers and sisters, we're going to talk about the price we pay for chaotic eating and living on this planet. Absolutely amazing. We've overheard people say that they eat corn, cassava, plums, peaches, and they're not dead. They're absolutely right. They're not dead. But they're not well either. And they're not healthy either. And they won't be healthy. It is true. They're still alive. But because physicians had never told them that what they have been eating contain a poison. And this poison is called cyanide. See, they're waiting for the doctor to tell them. They won't listen when I tell them, or certified symptometry health coach. They won't listen. They're waiting for the doctor to tell them they're consuming poison. And that poison is called cyanide, hydrocyanic acid in corn, in cassava, in plums, in peaches. And that list goes on, brothers and sisters. And we're consuming these things. Poison. Most people die in their sleep because they managed to poison themselves with what they've been eating for a lifetime. Well, since no physician told them that, they don't believe it. If I tell them that, oh, they're skeptical. Well, here are the facts, brothers and sisters. They think that they're free to eat whatever they want, including poison. They think they're free to do it. Yeah, you're free. You can make that choice, but don't expect it to be around long. First, let's set the record straight. Let's set the record straight. See, there's much your physician do not know. The knowledge that they have is limited. That's why they're always researching something, and they never come up with an answer. A physician knows absolutely nothing about corn. Corn is a major staple all over the world, brothers and sisters, and it's a poison in it called cyanide. And corn will not grow unless that soil it grows in is dominated by cyanide. You can take a soil sample and test it, and you'll see I'm telling the truth. Your physician studied medicine in medical school. Surgery is practiced on cadaver, not on real people. They use cadaver, something that has no energy, something that can't talk back. They can't tell you what's going on. But that's what they learned, how to do surgery at medical school. Then pharmacology is studied with little emphasis on the entail group, entail. That's in all pharmaceutical. But then you're not told the truth about entail. The real reason drugs can cure diseases. Finally, medical procedure practiced on cadaver and taught in medical school. Those basically are the syllabus that's taught at the medical school. I just shared the 4 years medical school syllabus with you just now. That's what they're taught. There's absolutely nothing about the well-being of human cell in any medical textbook. They don't even talk about the cell. We're made of cells, brothers and sisters. Think about that. In medical school, cell never comes up in the lesson plan, in the conversation, in the discussion. We're made of cells. That's what the Almighty used to produce us. I'm gonna see if I can pull up a diagram of the cell while you can see it as we talk. There you are. Diagram of a cell with a nucleus. The nucleus is the engine of the cell, brothers and sisters. It is the engine of the cell. Without the engine, will the car run? If the engine is compromised, no, it's not going to run. And when you eat food, a poison trickle down into the cell, all the way into the nucleus of the cell, that's going to compromise DNA. It's going to remove 1 or 2 or 3 of the amino acids that make up DNA. If that happens, brothers and sisters, the gene will never release the instruction, the blueprint, the instruction. So the gene is said to be incapacitated, even though the genes are indestructible. The Almighty created them that way. But they will never release the blueprint to a fragmented DNA. All 20 amino acids must be present. Poison will displace them. Any poison. Therefore, DNA must be repaired. Synthometry is experts in repairing DNA. It has the particular subatomic particle to do it. Your doctors, your physician do not. And they're not taught this skill at medical school. This skill is only taught at the American School of Symptometry, the school that I'm and Mrs. Rita and others are attending, removing the source of every disease, repairing DNA, repairing RNA. This is what must happen. Leaving out the cell that gave us life to focus on the entail group And that's what's in all pharmaceuticals, including vaccine, a kill, a substance that will remove hydrogen from the person's cell. The cell will not be able to produce water, take hydrogen, nor heat, thermal energy, that take hydrogen. What can the cell do without water? Those people who take drugs, often pharmaceutical, they're always dehydrated. For this reason, the kill group is removing hydrogen from their cell. Force will not be able to produce water nor heat. The cell cytoplasm, and you see the cytoplasm here in this cell that we're talking about. We're all about the cell. That cytoplasm must have fluid, must have water with electrolytes to produce electrical energy, enable the cell to produce nuclear energy from the nucleus. This is pure science, brother and sister. The fitra that must always be maintained in human beings, must always be in compliance. If not, a disease will occur. So leaving out the cell that gave us life to focus on the kill group that neither prevent nor cure diseases, but make diseases chronic, but foreshorten the human being life expectancy. But most people don't want their life to be shortened. So now many people are expecting a better option. Symptometry has that option, brother and sister. It's up to us. Just make that choice. What is chaotic living? Chaotic living is the kind of living where people grow up in complete ignorance about the agent, the product, and the factor that damage or ruin their cell that gave them life. That's what we're talking about, chaotic living. You send your child off to be schooled, and he knows nothing about what food to eat. A person living in the jungle, in the Amazon jungle, brother and sister, they teach their children life skill, what poison plant to avoid, which one, if they have to get hungry in the war, in the jungle, what plant to eat, and how to prepare them. What snakes that's poisons. What snake you can eat for food if you have to. How to survive in the jungle. That's what they teach their children. Their culture is centered around passing on that knowledge. What knowledge are we passing on to our children, brothers and sisters? What life skills are we passing on? We just send them off to school to get a job, to pay the bills, to pay our taxes. We have to do better, brother and sister. We have to prepare our children better. Nobody's going to do it for us. We have the knowledge to do it, become better people, more knowledgeable of who we are, what we are, and where we are. We have the science to give us those answers. Matter of fact, the answer is already inside of us. We just have to be on the wavelength to receive it in our nuclear histone of our genes. The answer is there. As soon as the baby is born, the mother placed them in the care of a pediatrician. And the pediatrician is taught nothing about food, nothing about milk. Then we give the baby a bottle when the Almighty blessed the mother with the best milk on the planet that can never be duplicated and has never been duplicated for thousands of years. Still can't duplicate mother's breast milk. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely amazing. Even with artificial intelligence, they cannot duplicate the breast milk from a mother. They offer the baby natural immunity. But women don't want to breastfeed the baby. They don't have time. They have careers. Sure they do. I understand. Life skills, our mother and father not teaching us. That's what happened. That's how we got off. Something happened to us, brothers and sisters. It's all of our responsibility to correct it so we can get back to normalcy. So as soon as the baby get here, we hand it off to a pediatrician who will vaccinate them and keep them in an allopathic medicine groove for the rest of their life, unless the child is lucky to wake up and hear about symptometry, symptomatic science, or cell science to get back to normalcy. They will always turn to the physician for help, regardless of their vocation, occupation, or their profession. This is what we're taught, all of us. And the physician knows nothing about food that weakens the system and runs our cell. We keep practicing chaotic eating and expect different results, brothers and sisters. All they know about, because this is what they're taught at medical school, prescribing medicine to treat a cough or fever or skin rash, diarrhea, vomiting, asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia, and that list goes on and on and on. And vaccination, those are their tools. What does this do to the person when they get no education about anything? They get no education. It keeps them in total darkness until they die. That's what it does. They ask the doctor no question. And if they ask the doctor a question, he's going to get irritated because his job is to prescribe and give you an order, and you are to follow the order. Those are the procedures, brothers and sisters. And they teach the person absolutely nothing about their cells that's in charge of their health. The doctor, the physician is not in charge. The cells are in charge. The Almighty put them in charge. Take care of them, they're excellent at taking care of us. Ignore them, symptom and disease. This is how the Almighty created it. Abdul Shaheed, Dr. Maxwell Norton had nothing to do with it. We just learned that this is how it is. Then if a more enlightened person draws their attention to the needs of their cells, their cytoplasm, and their nucleus that hosts DNA, chromosome, and genes, they become skeptical of that person's intention. They will stick with their physician no matter what. This is called hypnotism. The person is hypnotized, brothers and sisters. We're bamboozled into believing this. We're not thinking outside the box. This has been happening for thousands and thousands of years. Allopathic medicine, Western medicine, been in charge of healthcare on this planet. And it's really not has been healthcare, it's been sick care. We just have to call it as it is. And it's not working for us, brothers and sisters. We must have knowledge now. I know some people just don't want to hear the truth. They can't handle the truth. I understand. It's hard. It was hard for me too. But I accepted the truth and became fully responsible for my own health. Not putting it on the shoulder of a physician. The Almighty blessed me with this body that allowed me to have an opportunity for life on this planet, just like you. And it's our responsibility to learn how to take care of it. If not, well, you'll be to blame. And you'll be the one held accountable for how you treated this body that you were gifted with. And you abused it. I'm not going out like that. It's just that simple, brothers and sisters. Why? They can't break away from the person who keep them in darkness. That's the physician. They have a role to play. They do tests, blood analysis, they make diagnosis, and do surgery in life-threatening emergency. But when it comes to reversing the disease, it's not their expertise. When it comes to putting things back to normalcy, that is not their expertise. You have to know the difference. You have to know the difference. I am explaining why medicine continues to ruin people's lives, causing incurable and unpreventable diseases globally. According to physicians, malaria is incurable. That's what they say. But it can be treated. The same is said about mental illness. You can't cure mental illness, you just only can treat it. HIV, hepatitis, multiple sclerosis, herniated disc, and a host of over 3,000 other diseases of mankind. They say they can't be cured, it can't be reversed. They can only be treated. Dr. Maxwell Norton had many of these conditions. He cured every single one of them, and they have not reoccurred. He was the sickest person in his family, brothers and sisters, because of the food that his mother was feeding him. He ate corn too, cassava, and all of those. Being a native of Ghana, he ate all of those foods until he got able to run away from home and never went back, and began to focus on the needs of his cell and reverse all of his terrible diseases. And probably the most healthy person on this planet today is 74 years old plus. And they're teaching those who want to know how to do the same and keep living and keep living and keep learning like the life is supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. In truth, medicine is a job creating enterprise, brothers and sisters. I hope you can handle what I'm saying. That promotes chaotic eating and chaotic living globally. They promote it. They don't try to clean up your diet. They leave it up to you with no knowledge on how to do it, with the intent of keeping people ignorant, dumb, confused, timid, and silly when it comes to their health. And you go to the internet, you see all kind of bogus theory. Nothing been proven and verified. We use chromatography research, Raman streptographics, research, real science, not bogus science, to determine what's in the food, what's in the water, what's in the cosmetic that make the person sick, brothers and sisters. They be making a person sick. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Brothers and sisters, we only have a few minutes left. We're going to have to do a part 2 of chaotic eating and living, the price we pay for it. So next week, we're going to continue. So if anyone have a question, I can do maybe one question. This is the time for your question. Thank you so very much for joining us today here on Optimal Health on AM 360. Anyone have a quick question Otherwise, we're going to prepare to make our exit. The time have gotten by us so fast. Any questions for
Yes.
anyone?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Sister Lala, I think you were first. Go ahead with
Yes,
your
sir.
question.
Alhamdulillah. What is chaotic eating?
Chaotic eating is when you don't use science to select your food. For example, I gave an example about corn. Corn have cyanide in it. How many people you know eat corn every day? Or eat corn regularly?
Mm-hmm.
Corn
Yes.
on the cob, cornbread,
Yeah.
all these?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean by chaotic eating. There's poison in the corn.
Oh.
It's called cyanide. And corn will not even grow unless cyanide is in the soil. Do you know that?
No.
Well, that's science.
Mm-hmm.
And not only is the
Okay.
cyanide in the corn,
Thank
the
you.
cyanide is also in peaches. You eat peaches, pears,
Yes.
plums. Yeah, it's cyanide in a lot of food. I have a whole list
Oh,
in front of
Lord.
me. Cyanide. That's just
Wow.
one health disruptor. It's a poison. That's one health disruptor. All vegetables have lectins. That's a poison. Do we know how to remove the lectins in vegetables, how to cook them so the lectin is not there? Peas and beans have spontaneous, and lectins, and other health disruptors.
Peace.
All leafy greens have chlorophyll. They have ammonia. They have ferulic acid, all poison to a human being. So how are you cooking the food?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by chaotic eating. When the person consuming poison and don't even know it because no one taught you life skills, how to live on this planet, how to neutralize the poison in the food that we eat. If you have a method to neutralize the poison, then you can eat it. But if you don't have a method to neutralize the poison, you must avoid it. Do you know what food to avoid?
No.
No,
You
because
know there's a substance in cheese called phycine, and phycine produce blood clots in the human that cause strokes.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I can go on all night. That's what I mean by chaotic eating. You don't know what water to drink. Do you cook with tap water?
Deer Park.
Yes.
See, some people cook with tap water, not bottled water. See, if you cook with tap water, that's chemical. There's toxic metal. There's microbes. All these things in the tap water. And you're cooking with it. Do you drink tap water? That's more chaotic eating.
Not
That's
me.
what I mean by chaotic eating. I want to be clear. And like I said, we have to talk more on our next program because we're flat out of time. And I'm so sorry.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to hold
Yes,
up the
sir.
next program. And I know I saw another hand, but we're going to have to talk more about the price we pay for chaotic eating. This is why the human being is sick. We're not supposed to be sick, but no one is teaching us life skill. But one place called the American School of Symptometry. Brothers and sisters, we're going to make our departure. Well, there's another program coming on after us. It's Mali Ali Kulehan with Imam Abdul Aziz from Masjid Adam in Bronx, New York. And their motto is, we are together under any and all circumstances. So we're going to see that he has the pass on to him the stop our recording. And we're going to stop the recording for